Hello Aries, this is Carrie from Celestial Forecasts with your reading for the first half of March from the 1st through the 15th. General as always, guys, it won't resonate with every single person, so please do take from it what makes sense for you and release the rest. If you are interested in your own personal private reading, that information is down below in the description box. And as always, I will include a link to the decks and creators that you see here today, and cross-watchers absolutely welcome. So let's begin. We're focusing on lost connections here this time, guys, and what's going on in their life since the separation, what they're thinking, what they're feeling, certainly when it comes to the connection with you, and ultimately what is it that they want to say to you through this reading. So let's begin, starting things off with these three decks for the focus messages. Divine Masculine Within My Head by Fire Witch Tarot, and then we'll grab a card from the Journey to the Divine Feminine by Divine Moon Empress, and lastly you have My Heart, Soul Lovers and Separation deck by Angelic Revelation 144. Alright, let's get started here, guys, and see what's coming through for you when it comes to this connection that has been lost. So starting with the masculine. Alright, masculines, what's up? What are you thinking? Do I still have time to make things right? That's what they're thinking. Is there time to correct things, to fix things, to make amends? And my feminines, you're the only one that can answer that. Are you still open to working on this partnership? So let's grab a card for the feminine. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Aries. Where is the feminine at? Confidence. Okay, so maybe my feminines, you're just really working on yourself, your self-esteem, the way you see yourself, your value, and your self-confidence. So that's really good. You're kind of standing on your own. You're able to stand in your power, okay? So that's really great. That's a great energy for the feminine. Let's go ahead and grab your third focus card here. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Aries. I'm guided to this one. I want to welcome you into my family. You are half of my soul family. I want us to have our own family together. Maybe you guys had even discussed having children someday, building a life together, blending families, sharing a family. So we'll take a look and see how the messages play off of those three focus cards. I'm going to set them aside. We'll refer to them throughout the reading if need be. So let's go ahead and add to that with some additional guidance from the Arrows of Love Oracle by Mystic Moon. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Aries. So what else do you need to know here when it comes to this lost connection? We have love and lace, innocence. This always reminds me of when you guys first met. Perhaps when you first connected as friends, when it was innocent, you guys weren't romantically linked at that point. And perhaps there's this need to take it back there to the basics of your connection when you first started. Getting reacquainted once again, back at square one, so to speak, you know? Perhaps you guys going into separation was a blessing for both of you. Maybe there was just something really challenging in the partnership and you guys needed to figure things out on your own. So this painful experience of you guys having a breakup and losing this connection, it's coming through as a blessing. Maybe by this time that you're listening to this, you already know that this needed to happen. Look at this, partnership, followed by the potential for things to grow, that the love could certainly still be here. And if you're open to reconciling with your lost love, Aries. I have a feeling they would actually welcome the idea. And it does say, I want to welcome you into my family. But we do have this pendulum here. It's a yes or a no for the collective. It's totally up to you. Some of you guys might be saying, yes, I'm totally open to that. I want this person back. But some of you guys are a little bit more apprehensive and maybe you're leaning more towards no. But it's time to, as this card says, eject the old footage. This has a lot to do with the past and what happened between the two of you. Are you still holding on to it? Are you harboring ill feelings towards your lost love? Do you want them to stay gone? Do you want them to stay lost in your life? Yes or no? Totally up to you. Arrows of love is here. Cupid's arrow. So the potential to revive this and bring it back together is here. But it falls on your lap here, Aries, whether you accept this person back or not. It really is your choice. It's your call. Okay, so I'm going to add to this with some messages from the Pining Rose Love Oracle by Calico Moon. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Aries. What else do we need to know here? Look at this. For some of you guys, your answer is no. Or it could be your lost love feeling that you guys are better off just remaining at a distance from one another. So, however way this is represented in your heart, Aries, it's either you saying no or it's, of course, the other person. But it's coming through as fate, that despite everything, you guys were still meant to meet each other in this lifetime. And the thing is, that no answer doesn't apply to every person tuning in. Just some of you. You could even be seeing your lost love in your dreams, or they're seeing you in their dreams. You might just receive that phone call. Some form of communication, either an actual phone call, a text, an email. They might reach out on social media, whatever form of communication. For those of you who are saying no to this reunion, if there is one, because the possibility of there being one is presenting itself here. You're still hurt, and that's something that you need to acknowledge here. And they could have lied to you. But these lies, as you can see, it's lining up right next to this old footage, eject. That's a part of the past. You have to maybe investigate to see, have they changed? Are they coming forward with the truth? Are they coming towards you as a better version of themselves? Have they grown? Have they matured since the last time you guys interacted? So the fact that you've been hurt, or you hurt each other and there were lies and secrets between the two of you, that's a part of the past. The question here is, can you let it go? Can they let it go? And for some of you guys, the answer is no. But again, that doesn't apply to everybody. They will reach out though. Okay, you might just hear from them. You might just hear from them. So let's dig a little bit deeper here, Aries, and let's grab some tarot messages. I'm going to go ahead and use my tarot teacher deck. Angels and spirit guides, please. For Aries. What else do we need to know about this lost connection? We do have the Three of Pentacles, and this makes total sense here because the Three of Pentacles is all about collaboration and working as a team. If you guys work together to rebuild this partnership, then it can happen. But if you're no longer wanting this, if your answer is no, Aries, then it stays lost. And if you're fine with that, move on with your lives, But if you're not, if you would prefer to have them back, You both have to put in the effort and work together. There's no way around it. You both have to want to be able to, with this Eight of Pentacles, build or rebuild this connection. Work hard to move things forward in the partnership and not focus so much on the past. There is this Three of Cups, which can result in a reunion for some of you. This is very happy energy. Positive outcome. Now, for those of you who are leaning more towards no, the Three of Cups can represent a new chapter in your life as far as a new love, a new beginning in that area. And if that's what it is that you're looking for, it might just come your way. But this can also be indicative of happy times ahead. A celebration could be a marriage for some of you with a reconnection with your lost love. Happiness, happy energy. Judgment Day is here. So this is an awakening of sorts for either yourself or your person. There is a transition that's happening here. This to me represents a wake-up call for whoever needs it. And whoever needs it is going to have to take some sort of action to make amends, because this is somebody more than likely who wants a reconciliation, knowing that they messed up and wanting a reunion. So again, Aries, the ball is in your court. Is it yes or is it no? They're going to reach out. You're going to hear from them, more than likely. And it's up to you how you respond. With that Ace of Pentacles, you do have another reference to a new beginning. The Ace of Pentacles can represent a solid offer from somebody, letting you know that they are wanting to offer you stability, possibly even long-term commitment and marriage. This represents abundance and manifestation right here. So you can manifest this lost connection back towards you, if you're okay with that. Okay, so that's what's presenting itself from the tarot messages. Let's go ahead and grab some dialogue here. Starting things off with the masculine. This is the Thinking Man Oracle, my volume 2 version here. Aries, so let's grab some cards, some messages from the masculine. What does the masculine want to say to the feminine? All right, let's see. I'll be waiting for you. So we have a masculine here who ultimately might know that the feminine is possibly thinking about it. Yes or no, it could go either way. So maybe they're waiting for an answer. Do I still have time to make things right? For some of you, your response to your masculine is no. But again, that doesn't apply to everybody, because there are those of you who would say yes to that. I will never love, desire, cherish, or want another. It's always been you. How it breaks me that I never told you that you really are the love of my life, and no one else can ever touch my heart the way you have. So, in hindsight, these are things that perhaps they didn't realize until after you guys broke up. It was love at first sight. Look at this. I'm not going to chase you anymore. So you might have, for example, have had a masculine that did try to make amends, to apologize, and maybe they kept running into a wall with your no responses, my feminines. Take that only if it makes sense. But perhaps they realize that it's up to the feminine. So they've stopped chasing. They've stopped perhaps bothering you or reaching out, knowing that you're not on the same page perhaps. Because if they were at one point the chaser, and maybe it could have been you, my feminines, who was the runner. So take whatever part of that makes sense. And lastly, since you've left, I've forgotten what making love feels like. Since you've left, I've tried to move on. but my body knows the difference between making love and just having sex. So for some of you guys, maybe your masculine tried to see what other relationships would be like. Or part of the issue here as to why this is a lost connection could have been that they entertained other options, hoping to find something better. The grass is greener on the other side, but that ended up not being the case. And I feel for the masculine, they have some regrets here. And maybe they know that they are running out of time to be able to make amends here. So that's what's presenting itself here from the masculine. So let's grab some messages now from the feminine. I'm going to go ahead and use my Woman's Intuition Oracle deck. So let's take a look at that. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Aries. For this lost connection, focusing on the divine feminine. My feminines, what do you want to say to the masculine? My life is shit without you. Okay? So for some of you, maybe you feel like your life has just really been falling apart since you guys went into separation. We crossed the line. No regrets. So if lines were crossed, maybe that's why we have a no answer here now. I fantasize about that night when we were together. Your touch, your kiss. I still feel you making love to me even though we are apart. So you're both thinking perhaps about the last time that you were intimate. And maybe we have a masculine here comparing what it was like being with other partners, and none of those other partners were able to compare to what the two of you had. Looks fade. Find someone who's absolutely gorgeous on the inside. And it's true. You know, could be the prettiest package in the world, but if what's inside isn't worth anything, then you might be investing your time in somebody that's not worth your time. If forever never comes, at least we felt it, even if it was just for one moment in time. And I kind of feel this for those of you, again, who are leaning more towards no, towards a reconciliation. At one point in time, you saw forever with this person, but maybe there's just too much water under the bridge, too much damage to undo. And maybe you're okay with how things are between the two of you at this point. But there are those of you who would want to explore a second chance with your lost love. Let's grab one more card for the feminine here. So take whichever one of these cards makes sense for you, as always. You are my peace, my safe haven. My life is shit without you. You are my peace. So when you are with your masculine, everything just falls into place. So take whichever one of those messages reflects how you are feeling. Okay, so let's add to this with some additional messages from Angelic Revelation 144, A Connection Lost Somewhere in Time, which is such a perfect deck for readings related to lost connections. Let's go ahead and see what's coming through here, Aries. This could either be how you're feeling or, of course, how your lost love is feeling and what it is that they would want to say to you. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Aries. You didn't choose me. Why didn't you choose me and true love? This wounded me so deeply, much more than you could ever know. So, hurt. You're hurt and heartbroken because you have a person here that ended up choosing somebody else. And, you know, perhaps, as it has been coming through in this reading, the answer as far as a reunion with a lost connection is no. Because they did not choose you, and you don't want to revisit somebody that didn't choose you to begin with. And that's okay. If you're at peace with that, then they're going to have to make peace with that also. Living without you. I have wondered if dying might end the unbearable pain of a life without your love and passionate kisses to keep me alive. Wow. So they're feeling it. If they hurt you, Aries, they're feeling it. They're feeling that hurt. You know, it's almost as if the pain that they put you through, the way it's reverberating itself back to them is 10 times more painful, because they now realize that they hurt you and the error of their ways and actions that they took were very painful and ultimately resulted in the relationship ending. A painful loss. Yeah. Losing you changed me forever. I am not the same person that you remember. Maybe they've changed. Maybe they're a better version of themselves. Maybe they recognize how shitty they were before. Maybe they've grown, which is why there's a potential for love to grow once again. And if time was needed for them to grow up, to mature, to see things from a different perspective, to understand what they put you through, perhaps that is why it's coming through as a blessing in disguise. We have family. Remember this card from the very beginning? I want to welcome you into my family. I know that we have others to consider, but if we are happy, they will be happy. We are family and we should be united together. Some of you guys could have already had children together too. But your families, especially families that have met one another, it involves more than just the two of you. When you guys lost each other, the families did too. Life without you. We've got living without you, and now we've got life without you. Being with you was heaven on earth. Living without you has felt like my own personal hell. But they kind of did this to themselves. That's what I'm getting. And lastly, frustration and anger. I am ashamed of some of the things I have said and done. I hope that you can understand my pain and forgive me. And here's the thing. You might be super pissed off at this person for what they did to you in the past. But you got to let it go. Eject it. It's old stuff. It's in the past. Not to say that you condone their actions, but forgiveness is a gift. And I've said this so many times in my readings. It is a gift that you offer yourself so that you're no longer holding on to the burdens of the past. That's in no way saying that you're going to accept them back in if the answer truly is no for you. If it's no, it's no. And they're just going to have to accept that. But I really do feel that through time and distance, they've been able to take a look at themselves in the mirror and realize at the end of the day that they really messed up and that they lost somebody incredibly special. They lost a connection with you because of something that they did or said. And for some of you guys, there's too much damage for them to undo. But there are those of you as well who are open to second chances, where your answer would swing this pendulum towards that yes. So that's where we are. Okay, so let's add to this with one more batch of cards to see where this is going to go. So this deck is called the Messages of Closure. This is by All Things Intuitive. And initially, this deck was created for those who have lost a loved one who has passed on. If that's something that you've experienced, then absolutely take these messages in that regard. If not, we're focused obviously on people that have lost touch, that are focused on a lost connection due to distance and a separation. So take it for how it makes sense, as always. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Aries. And a person who has passed on, it could be a parent, a grandparent, a sibling, a friend, a relative, and of course, a prior romantic partner. Okay? That may have moved on and passed on. So if that's something that you are or have experienced, then these messages could be from your loved one. For Aries, please. How can I help you? Okay. They want to be able to help the situation, to ease perhaps the pain and the burdens that you have been carrying. They're here to help in however way they can. And sometimes the way we can help a situation is to just not do anything. Sometimes people do too much, and sometimes you just need them to take a step back and let you figure it out on your own. But the help is here if you need it. I lived my life through you. Okay? So take that however way it makes sense for you. Maybe they were living their dreams through you. Here's another reference to family. Okay, I watch you with your family. This could, of course, be your immediate family, or if you guys had children together, that could apply as well. There could be blended families here also. But that keeps popping up in this reading, this reference to family. They've been affected just as much as the two of you. Now, if you've needed an apology from your lost love and you never received it and you never had closure, perhaps this is what's going to bring you the closure that you never received. I was wrong and I'm sorry. Maybe they couldn't admit that to themselves before, but they're doing it now. They're doing it here. Let's grab one more message. Do you feel my touch? Do you feel their presence, even from a distance? For some of you, perhaps that answer is yes, but for some it could be no. And I'm guided to pull one more here. And I really do feel here this lost connection, no matter how things played out. At one point in time, they touched your heart. You touched theirs. I regret the time we lost. You see that? They have so many regrets. Wasted time. Wasting time doing things perhaps that they knew would end up hurting you or hurt the relationship. And not doing enough to be able to repair it when they had the chance to do so. Regrets. That's where they're at. Maybe you have your own set of regrets as well, Aries. But at the end of the day, as I've mentioned, the ball is in your court, whether to bring this back into union or not. Yes or no. Up to you. Okay? So that's where I'm going to leave this one. I do hope whatever part of this made sense for you, that it helps you out at this time. If you are interested in your own reading, that info is down below. Thank you guys as always for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.